Hi, this is G920 and today I'm unfortunately just heard that Robbie Coltrane unfortunately has passed away, and just want to note that a living legend in comedy for so many different things. For me personally, it's Dr. Johnson out of Blackadder 2, and for later stuff such as Hagrid in Harry Potter. His work spanned so many years and he will be sorely missed. And I'd just like to leave this as a note that I think myself and a lot of other people in the world at this present second are thinking of his family at this point. So with that said, passing of a legend. So hi, welcome to my G29 steering wheel. Love it. Really is the best steering wheel that I've had since I've had the cradle. And, well, it's a choice really. Stick or flappy paddles. So we're going to try and work it out. But the biggest question is, does this actually work in conjunction with this? Not for the fact of that it won't change gears, because of course it will. That's what it's built for. But the question is, will it work flappy paddle and stick, or is it just stick and that overrides the flappy paddle? Now, I got in contact with a lot of different gaming companies, and believe it or not, this is the bit that confused me. Not one person had ever asked the question before, but yet nobody freely gives it on a video or anything. So today we're going to clear up that myth. So do you put one of these on and you just abandon to stick, or do you have the joy of flappies and stick at your choice? And that's what we're going to find out today. This is the G920. Now this looks like a nice unit, to be quite honest with you. It seems solid, seems to have enough bounce back. It definitely does what it needs to do. Some people are saying that it doesn't go into gears properly. And some people turn around and say that it doesn't go into reverse. That's in reverse. So, here we are, just getting the last bits out. So there you go. All fun. Right, I figured out something that other people might fall over, because this literally is only holding on by 2 Allens at the back and the 2 clamps at the front, which do hold on to this, but it is thin line. So I took off one and left the other on while taking out the clamps, because I figured, yeah, that it was going to come loose. So, haven't got much room to play with this. So I don't know if you can see in the back there, but this is where, this one here is where the cable for this unit goes. And then basically it's just finding a route for it to go through, and then basically from that point on, all bolted back together again, and hopefully that'll work. So now that we've got to this point, time to check it out. So all installed, very securely done, all wired in, all securely done. So it's now a case of have a race, flappy paddles versus gear stick, and we're going to see how smooth and reactive it is, and just work out if it's actually worth buying, and if it actually works with the steering wheel rather than taking it over. Right, so here we have it. I've set it up so that we have got a Golf Mark 7, and it's on a manual shifter, and it can work between and between. So let's see if it works on flappy paddles and on gear stick. So what do? This is the first time we've done this, so let's just do it. this is shifter working. No flappy pedals involved. Ho 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 ho, this is nice. Oh, that's going to take some time to get used to. I don't really. I've been using shifters, and to be quite honest with you, that's really difficult to get into. Right, so not saying it's bad, it isn't. It's very good, and it's very responsive actually. As you can see, very good. Right, easy to slip between gears, so there needs to be tensioned up a bit, but I've been told that anyway. It's oh, it's going to take some time to get used to this. Right, so this is the first time I have ever personally used a shifter on a gate. First time ever. Not even in the arcades. I was always automatic. So I can honestly turn around and say that yes. That's a little bit disappointing. Although you can, well, there's no clutch. That will change without the clutch, which is annoying. Keep putting it into the wrong gear and it keeps coming out. But yeah, so it looks like the clutch doesn't really matter, as it were. So it looks like you can pretty much just keep your on your brake and your foot. It doesn't look like the clutch really makes that much of a difference. I literally have not touched the clutch at all, which is in some ways a little bit disappointing. Seeing as you have a clutch pedal, you would have thought that it would have been nice to have it there to use, but obviously it doesn't do that much of a difference. Getting used to it a little bit more now. Track again, so that's going to take some time to get used to. Really will get some time to. So yes, it is true. First reactions of using a stick on this wheel, I would put it as that. First of all, a little bit disappointed that you don't seem to need to use the clutch, even though the pedal is there. But secondly, at the same time, it's an unusual way of doing it, which means it's still taking time to sort of get used to and adjust to. But as a general rule of thumb, yeah, the gearing seems to go in well. I've only had one miss hit so far. This is what, now my third lap. And should have a little bit more control of that by this point. I just went from first to fourth. Now they do sell on eBay a magnetic unit that fits in and it adds a little bit more stiffness so you know when you've actually flipped over, which is something I could be looking into. But as a general rule of thumb, the shifter itself works quite well, and it's right at it's at a nice place to work with there. So I think I've got a little bit more purchasing and working to do. But as for the kit up at the present second, this is a G29 with a G920, and yeah, it works well. It feels nice. Minor stuff. Yeah, it works well. I like it. I actually like this. This is not bad. It's just taking time to get used to. Other than that, and the fact that you don't seem to use the clutch, yeah, actually it's not bad. This is now my fourth coming up lap, so let's try that one. And this one, let's cancel this out and let's see if we do it by... And here's the magical question, does it work with? And this is now on... Let's have a play. Right, so this is now on the flappies. And that's kicking through quite nicely. So it doesn't overtake it. The stick doesn't overtake the flappy paddles. The flappy paddles are still working in conjunction with. So if I can get that into fourth. No, just put it into fifth and knocks it down right. Yeah, so it basically, it does work in conjunction. There's no ifs or buts about that at all. So just to give 100% confirmation, and that is 100% confirmation, that the flappy paddles and the joy of using a gear stick all can appear in the same game, because that's exactly what this does. So while I spend a lot of time here trying to work out exactly how much training I need to learn how to use a gear stick, even though I actually drive, that's me, Susie 650. Very happy with what I'm seeing here. Very, very pleased that it works. I'm very pleased to also turn around and say that you can do it by this. So it's yeah, I'm chuffed with it. It's not bad. It does possibly need the magnet adjustment, as I was saying, from eBay, that takes it down so that it gives it a little bit more weight into the gearbox so you can feel it going in, if that makes sense. But other than that, pretty much, yeah, I've got a nice setup here. This is, from what I understand, an entry-level setup. But if this is an entry-level setup for my house, I'm happy with that. So with that being said, that's me tentatively going around a corner on Brands Hatch. Susie 650, signing out.